So today we're going to dive into something pretty wild, the surprising fragility of some of the world's most powerful artificial intelligence. We're going to see how an AI that can spot things in pictures with superhuman accuracy can also be tricked by a change so small it's literally invisible.
All right, let's get right into it. Take a look at this image from the research paper. To you and me, it's a horse, right? Seems pretty obvious. Our brains see it, recognize it, done.
But what if I told you that a super sophisticated deep neural network, that's a type of AI built to mimic the human brain, looks at this exact same picture and tells you with 99.9% confidence that it's a frog? I'm not kidding. A frog. And here's the absolute kicker. The only thing separating the correct horse from the super confident frog is this: one single pixel. Just a tiny, tiny dot of color was changed somewhere on that image.
So yeah, this incredible phenomenon is exactly what we're breaking down today. We're looking at what's called the one pixel attack, and it's this fascinating vulnerability that shows us just how differently an AI actually sees the world compared to us.
Now, what's really important to get here is this isn't some random glitch in the matrix, right? It's a deliberate trick called an adversarial attack. Researchers are intentionally designing these super small, carefully calculated changes specifically to cause an AI to mess up. Now, adversarial attacks themselves aren't brand new. But what makes this whole one pixel thing a total game changer is just how sneaky it is. You can see the difference here. Older attacks, they'd often have to change a bunch of pixels, and you'd see this weird static or noise on the image. But the one pixel attack, it is completely invisible to you and me, which makes it incredibly hard to spot.
And check this out. This shows you the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got an older style of attack. All that speckly stuff is the attack. On the right is our one pixel example with the horse. Go on, try and find the pixel they changed. I bet you can't. And that is exactly the point. Okay, this whole thing feels like a magic trick, doesn't it? So how on earth do they pull it off? How do researchers find that one perfect pixel out of thousands that can turn a horse into a frog? Well, let's pull back the curtain. The secret sauce, believe it or not, is this algorithm called differential evolution. Now, that sounds super technical, but the core idea is actually pretty cool. It's a computer program that uses the logic of evolution, survival of the fittest, to hunt for that one perfect pixel. So here's how it works, in a nutshell. The algorithm starts by making hundreds of random guesses, like what if we change this pixel to bright red, or that pixel to dark green? Then it tests every single one to see which guess confuses the AI the most. The best ones, the fittest guesses, survive, and they're used to create the next, even smarter generation of guesses. It just keeps repeating this, getting better and better until bam! It finds the one perfect pixel that completely fools the system. It's literally evolution, but happening at computer speed. All right, so this evolution-inspired method sounds pretty clever, but does it actually work? I mean, how good is it really at finding these digital weak spots?
Well, let's get to the results because this is where things get really crazy. We're about to look at some numbers from the study that show just how insanely effective this tiny little attack really is.
Just look at this number, 68.7%. Let that sink in for a second.
So what does that mean? It means for one of the AIs they tested, nearly 70% of the images they showed it could be tricked into a wrong answer by changing one single pixel. That's a massive, massive vulnerability. And this wasn't some one-off fluke either. Check out this table from the research. They tested 3 different, very common types of AI models, and all of them were super vulnerable. The success rates were all over 63%. And get this, it gets even weirder. The attack wasn't just a one-trick pony. On average, the researchers found that each picture they could trick could actually be turned into about 2 different wrong things. So yeah, the horse could become a frog, but maybe with a different pixel change, it could become, an airplane. But the AI's confusion isn't totally random, and this is fascinating. This heat map shows that the AI has these predictable blind spots. It's way easier to trick an AI into thinking a cat is a dog than it is to make it think a cat is a car. It's like in the AI's brain, the folders for cat and dog are sitting right next to each other on the shelf, while the car folder is way over in another aisle. It gives us this incredible peek into how the AI organizes information. Okay, so this is a super clever, kind of scary trick. But why should we care? What's the bigger picture here? This isn't just about pranking an AI.
Well, the researchers who discovered this put it perfectly. They said that by investigating these attacks in these extremely limited scenarios, they can get new insights into the deep down behavior of these AI models, how they actually work.
And that brings us to the most important takeaway. This research isn't a how-to guide for bad actors. Think of it as a powerful diagnostic tool. It's like a stress test for AI, designed to find the cracks in the system so that we can go back and make it stronger.
It all feeds into this really powerful three-step cycle for making AI better. First, you use these attacks to find the weak spots. Then you dig in and analyze those failures to figure out why the AI messed up, which teaches us how it thinks. And then you take all that knowledge and use it to build stronger, safer, more reliable AI for everybody. Which leaves us with this one kind of mind-bending question, right? An AI can perform these incredible, superhuman feats of recognition, but it can be totally thrown off by a single, invisible dot. So if an intelligence can be both so powerful and so fragile, what are we really building?